Well, it's already 2026. It's crazy. Feels like we blinked an eye and 2025 was gone. But we've got a great year ahead of us. We've got big, beautiful bill tax breaks that are set to boom the economy. We've got nationwide midterm elections, and we've got the 250th birthday of the United States. It's going to be a great year and a great ride. Let's get it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that we're already in 2026. I mean, it feels like we just flew through 2025 and just blinked and the year was over. I mean, the amount of stuff that President Trump's done during his first year so far, it's been crazy. Actually, he hadn't even been in office a full year technically because he was inaugurated in towards the end of January. So we've had headline after headline, major story after major story. And the FBI come out today and said that they foiled a terrorist attack that was set to take place on New Year's Eve in North Carolina by an 18-year-old person that was self-radicalized by ISIS and the Muslim Jihad effort. So we're starting the new year off with already another headline, which is pretty wild. And there's been update after update with the fraud that's taken place in Minnesota. But let's check out that FBI interview that just happened a few minutes ago.
Defendant here is an 18-year-old named Christian Sturdivant. He has been planning this attack for about a year, but he's been planning an attack for far longer than that. He was planning this attack in support of ISIS, and we have charged him with attempting to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization, that organization being, of course, ISIS. So Mr. Sturdivant started on the internet. He started reading ISIS material, started going to ISIS websites, making TikTok videos, and eventually reached out to what he thought was a member of ISIS. In reality, was an undercover agent with NYPD in New York. He pledged his allegiance to ISIS with that undercover agent, and he disclosed his plans to, quote, do jihad soon. He then met a second undercover with the FBI, who he also thought was an ISIS participant, and he started to be very specific with his plans. He talked with that undercover agent, again, who he thought was ISIS. He talked about where he was planning to do this attack, which was at a grocery store and a fast food restaurant in Mint Hill, places that we go every day and don't think that we may be harmed. He talked about what means he would use to kill innocent people. He said he was going to wear a Kevlar vest and attack people with knives and hammers. And of course, he talked about when he was going to carry out this attack, which was New Year's Eve. A time when American life is on full display, right? We're all out there in crowds celebrating all that has happened this year, all that is to come, that we are so proud of. And that is when he planned his attack to attack that American way of life. The FBI executed a search warrant at his home, and they found the instrumentalities of the attack. They found hammers and knives hidden under his bed. They found notes where he planned his attack and detailed his attack, and plans for how he was going to carry out this attack. It was a very well-planned, thoughtful attack that he had planned and that was fortunately foiled here. He was preparing for jihad, and innocent people were going to die. And we're very, very fortunate they did not. But the fact that along the way, in this extensive planning of this attack, he encountered not one, but two undercover officers should make the public feel very, very good and very safe. Because law enforcement is out there every day, and we know they have a lot to do. But they have people out there making sure that as people plan these terrorist attacks, they have stops so they find it. And they did find it here. And on Christmas, while we were all opening presents, they were sitting in a driveway making sure that the public was safe. And we're very, very appreciative of that. Mr. Sturdivant was arrested on New Year's Eve, the day he planned his attack. Of course, it did not become public today. It has been under seal until today. He made his initial appearance in federal court this morning, about an hour ago, and this case is now moving through the judicial process. So he will have a preliminary hearing after that and a detention hearing, and of course we will seek that he remain detained.
Yeah, and see, this is one of those stories you're not going to see on the mainstream media, right, because it doesn't fit their narrative. Christian Sturdivant is an African-American man that was self-radicalized through ISIS and the Muslim Jihad movement, right? And set out to target Jews, Christians, and members of the LGBTQ community. So the mainstream media is not going to air it because he's, number one, he's not a white guy, and number two, he was a radical Islamic. So if it was a white guy, it'd be a different story, but it's not. So you probably won't see it on CNN or MSNBC or any of the mainstream media networks, because then this will just fly under the rug. The FBI agents won't get their due and they won't get their respect. They worked over the holidays, and during the presser, the attorney of the Western District of North Carolina said that FBI agents were staking out outside of his house in vehicles on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and throughout the holidays. And the police and the federal agents around this country work around the clock to foil these kind of attacks to keep us safe. And the fact that he was engaging with a undercover agent online should make us all feel like we some level of protection, right? Because these people that get online, that search these kind of things, flag some kind of system, and before you know it, federal agents are onto it, and they're able to stop this craziness before it happens. So kudos to the FBI, and a major thanks to the agents and police officers that worked through the holidays and didn't get to spend time with their families to prevent some of this craziness that's going on in the world. So they earn and are due our utmost respect for stuff like this. I mean, these guys dedicate their lives to keeping us safe. Example of what an American is. So, but let's turn to this story now.
I had the honor of being noticed by the President of the United States, who called me a very, very liberal / communist mayor. It's nice to feel seen. That's all I'm going to say about that.
So Zohran Mamdani was inaugurated yesterday as New York's next mayor, and then today that was a video of Kate Wilson as she was inaugurated as the next mayor of Seattle. So this is going to be one of the next big fights that we have this year with these socialists and these communists. I mean, Kate Wilson is a self-proclaimed communist, and her parents pay all her bills. She didn't start working until she was in her 30s, and her parents helped her and supported her the whole way. She has no credentials whatsoever, no prior experience, and no life experience to be a mayor of a huge city like Seattle. But the Democrats in such a blue area like Seattle elected her to be the next mayor. And you got Zohran Mamdani that was inaugurated yesterday, and everybody's just waiting for that bomb to go off in New York City, because that is going to be a complete travesty for the people of New York City, and it appears they've forgotten what happened at 9/11. To be quite frank, and there's already been outrage from the Jewish community in in New York City, and if I was a Jew in New York City, I'd be scared out of my mind. I'd probably be getting my family out of there, and that's what they should do. A lot of people need to be leaving these blue cities and these blue states, because it's just going to keep getting worse. I mean, you hear the reports of Portland all the time, and towns like San Francisco and California, just a complete train wreck and travesty that's going down in these blue states and these blue cities. And these people are waking up, thank God. But the ones that are just stuck in their ways, I mean, I have no empathy or pity for them, because they voted for it, they've accepted it, and they've lived it. So this is one of the worst things that's going to happen. That comes out of 2026 is the craziness in these blue towns and these blue cities. But Trump will send in the guard, and he'll do something to take care of it, because the failed policies that Zohran and Kate Wilson are going to implement are going to be a profound impact on the citizens in their states and their cities. So thank God Trump's in the White House. But we've got a lot of good things coming up this year. I want to say I appreciate y'all for watching. Y'all have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.